Hello, everybody. My name is Bennett Tchaikovsky. I am the accounting professor, and today we're going to talk a little bit about Ninja CPA review and how you can go through and supplement your CPA studies with it. Very, very important disclaimer. Any opinions you hear in this presentation are those of my own and not the South Orange County Community College District or Irvine Valley College. This is for educational purposes only and does not constitute any legal advice. I asked Jeff Elliott, the founder of Ninja CPA Review, to provide discount codes for my students and my subscribers, and so that's why I'm here sharing this with you. I don't have any kind of a financial arrangement with Ninja. Rather, I'm just going to be providing you things to help you pass the CPA exam. One other thing is that you will see my different videos that are online. And if you're a student of mine, you'll also see this too. You need to test out the different CPA reviews prior to purchasing them. Do not buy it based on my opinion. Do your own research. See what is best for you. It's not what's best for me. And here we go. So one of the big things I get asked by students is like, how challenging is the CPA exam? And the answer is it's extremely challenging. And however, is it what gets you there? What gets you prepared? Well, what's going to get you prepared is that if you took classes, accounting courses, in my opinion, that are, problem based. And what I mean by that is, so say, for example, if you took 2 semesters of intermediate accounting, they were really challenging courses. You had to go through and solve problems and not do multiple choice questions. That is going to be probably one of your best ways to prepare for FAR. Now, on like the other hand, is like, well, why do I just say problem-based questions? Is because the way that the CPA exam multiple choice questions are written, in my mind, they're very, very unique. But the more you do them in terms of practicing them, the better off you're going to be. What I've also have kind of heard from my students is that most students today, when they're taking the CPA exam, they're tending to struggle with the task-based simulations. So again, and one of the other parts of CPA review is a great example of this is, say, for example, is governmental accounting. If you did not take a governmental or state and local, accounting course, then the CPA review course, they're going to provide you material from which to study so that you can basically pass the exam. Now, one of the really big challenges is that when it comes to the CPA exam is with Becker CPA review, and I'm going to just kind of talk a little bit about this, is that Becker CPA review, I'm going to leave the link below, was acquired by private equity in, I believe it was in July of 2022. And when things get acquired by private equity, can sometimes work out, sometimes they don't. But one of the interesting things is that Peter Olinto, who is one of the most amazing instructors out there, up there with UWorld, with Roger Phillip, Peter left Becker in July of 2023. As of today, when I've spoken with students, Becker is still using his videos. Now, the thing to remember is on January 1st, 2024, the CPA exam dramatically changed, right? It went from FAR, Reg, Audit, BEC. BEC is gone. Now it's TCP, ISC, and bar. So the exam has changed dramatically, but they're still using Peter's videos. Now, Peter's videos are absolutely fantastic, but when you're paying for something or when something is being provided to you for free and they're not going through and, kind of jumping over something else, then it really kind of comes down to it's like, okay, is Becker going to be the best thing for me? Now, one of the things is that most of my students, when they sign their full-time offers, they are given Becker CPA review for free. And this is kind of why I would not tell you to buy a whole nother separate review course. But this is basically where Ninja CPA review can come in and essentially help you. And the real way that this is going to basically help you is that when you use, and again, try before you buy. And when you kind of look at Ninja CPA review, this is a link that I'm going to be sharing with you below so that you can go through and to get your free trial of Ninja CPA review. But more importantly, with Ninja CPA review, it's a monthly subscription model. So you can get the Ninja supplement only for $67 per month. Don't know if that includes, if there's taxes on that, not sure about that, but or you can basically go through and get the full course. And this is kind of where the offer is going to be kind of coming through that I'm going to be sharing with you momentarily. But the thing about Ninja is, and again, I would get the free trial of Ninja first. Give a legitimate email address, put your name in. They're not going to ask you for a credit card, but it's going to give you the ability to look at the course to see if this is the right supplement for you. Again, you can also use it to fully go through and study for the exam. But what you want to be doing if you do have Becker, you want to be going through and potentially using this to supplement, especially with the task-based simulations. Again, I know people that have taken Becker and have absolutely passed the exam. But if you're not as comfortable or as confident about, say, for example, your intermediate accounting education, if it was all multiple choice questions where you did not have to solve problems and you're coming into FAR and you're just kind of going, I'm really what? Use Ninja potentially to go through and supplement what you have gone through and have done. So again, that's what I would kind of do. Now, over here, get a free trial. Now, the thing that I'm offering to my subscribers is that essentially you're going to send, and I'll put the information in this below. You're going to go ahead and basically go with the supplement plan. If you subscribe for the supplement plan and then you email Jeff Elliott, which is, I'm going to share his email shortly. But if you email Jeff Elliott, the founder and owner of Ninja CPA Review, he will then, if you use this language, he will basically upgrade what you just paid for 67 bucks to the full course. So you'll basically get the full course at the supplement price. So I want to thank Jeff for offering that to my subscribers. But again, this is not about me. This is about you passing the CPA exam. And that's really becoming a CPA. You've suffered through all of these accounting classes, especially intermediate tax auditing. You've got to get the license. To get the license, you've got to go through and pass this exam. And really, this is going to be, again, if you're using Becker, I really want you to look at this. Just do the free trial, right? See if it can help you in terms of going through the task-based simulations. So in any event, I want to thank you. Please feel free to get in touch with me if I can help you map out your units in California. Also, feel free to leave a comment. And I'm also going to include a link below if you want to watch an interview I did about a year ago with Jeff Elliott, and we just kind of talked everything about the CPA exam. Of course, it's an hour long, which violates every rule on YouTube. But hopefully you might find it helpful. Pass that CPA exam. I'm going to see you on future videos. Have a great day.